Now, before anyone gets mad at me about the title, I want you to blame the Buffalo Bills, because they benched Nathan Peterman and are going to start Josh Allen this week against the Chargers. So, I ruined my title. I was totally going to reference that game from last year. But alas, no. So, blame the Buffalo Bills. Anywho, what am I talking about? Roll the intro. Hello everybody, and welcome to week 2 of the NFL predictions. I am your host, the real blind Canadian cat. I don't know why to say the real. That's my identity in the pick'em leagues because I accidentally used the wrong Yahoo account, even though I didn't know I had a second one, but apparently I did. So, apologies for the confusion there, fellow proggers. But no, the real TBCC is the one that I'm actually using, because I don't know how to remove the other one. But oh well, we are here now. And welcome to week 2, like I said. Because I already figured out what my week 1 standards are, I'm just going to have a pop-up right here. As you can tell by them, they're not that impressive, which I guess can come in week 1 when you think they're rusty, or well, there's a certain faith you have in certain teams. But if there's anything week 1 taught me, 2 simple things. F the Chargers, and F the Lions. The 2 teams that everyone hypes up every single year. Not to be impressive, but to be credible teams who could win 9-10 games, make the playoffs, and maybe win a playoff game or 2. Every year. Someone always says that. And alas, they disappoint. Both were supposed to win their home openers, and they failed at that. So thank you to you 2 for screwing this thing up right here. This could have been better, but it was all your fault. Anywho, week 2. Let's hope we get things started off in a bright way. But before I say anything, just in case some of you don't believe me, this is recorded right here. Thursday at 3:30 in the morning. So that way there is no biasism, because I don't know if this is going to release before or after the Ravens-Bengals game. So, sue me if the video doesn't come out in time. But I'm recording it before the game, so there is no biasism. Spoiler, I'm taking the Ravens anyway to win the game. Because for obvious reasons. Do I still have that monologue? I really do. Get that out of here. Anywho, thanks to this little foam football I bought at the Dollar Tree, copying that scene from 22 Jump Street, here are the week 2 picks. The first game we're going to look at, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Carolina heading into Atlanta, where the Panthers will face the Falcons, where the Falcons are currently 6-point favorites at home. Now, in a tricky game where I think, personally, Carolina is the better team, although you can compare the offenses, both of them were kind of ineffective against their relatively respective defenses, given that Atlanta had to deal with Philadelphia and Carolina only had to deal with Dallas. I guess Dallas has an improving defense, although for me personally, I don't see it. But I mean, I guess you did hold Cam Newton to 16 points. I don't need this, why do I have this? But I guess you held Cam Newton to 16 points. So I guess that means you did something right. I don't know personally. But, the one interesting stat that I always find interesting is that the Panthers have not been successful in Atlanta. We're going on 3 years in a row now where they have lost all their games in Atlanta. Going back to the 2017 season ender, Cam threw, I think, 3 picks and then had no answers for the Matt Ryan crew. Back in 2016, Atlanta swept the division. And then going into 2015, when the Panthers went 15-1, that one loss was in Atlanta by 7. All their losses have been by 7 or more. And yada yada. So we're looking at this game. The spread is 6 going into Atlanta. Atlanta, if they can improve their red zone offense, chances are that they'd be a much better team and probably would have beaten Philadelphia. But you also got Carolina, who I say compared to Philadelphia does not have that good of a defense. But Cam Newton is a better quarterback than Nick Foles, so expect more points to be put up. You're going to need to score more than 12 points. But I like Atlanta's chances in this. Their offense will regroup. They've had the 10-day break or whatever from the Thursday night game to open up, get those opening season jitters out for some players, although you've lost both your strong safety and now your linebackers on IR, defense is going to be a little shaky. But, so, Matt Ryan is going to need to put up more than 12 points in this game. So I'm expecting him to do that. I'm expecting him probably going to be high 20s, maybe even low 30s. But I think Atlanta will get the win in this game in 6 points. I'm willing to take it because Carolina has not been good in Atlanta. So we are going to take the Atlanta Falcons -6. And the second game we're going to look at is the Kansas City Chiefs heading into Pittsburgh, where the Steelers are 5-point favorites at home. Now, Pittsburgh, why do we allow ties in the NFL? Why do we do that? I mean, yes, the and one sounds nice, and some of those who do straight up picks can get away with that push. But for some of those who are doing against the spread picks, we don't like it. Because then that means that we don't get the minus. Even though I was smart enough to take the +4 on Cleveland. Because I knew it to be a close game. I'm smart. Y'all should know this by now. But anywho, the game's in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has been beating Kansas City nonstop for, I think, 6 of the last 7 games, I think the stat was. Is when Pittsburgh taking care of Kansas City. And any other given year, I would have gone with Pittsburgh in this game too. The lack of Le'Veon Bell does cause problems, but James Conner seems to be a perfect fit. And Le'Veon Bell is starting to lose less value because during his problems in the previous years, D'Angelo Williams has covered his spot just fine. And now James Conner shows up in the spot and lights up the world, being statistically the best running back in the football right now, just after the first week. Again, Cleveland, yes. But Cleveland's got an improving defense, and this team is expected to win 4 or 5 games or whatever. So it shows that James Conner did put a lot of effort into it. And I think he is a well-rounded back. And if Le'Veon Bell continues to hold out, then hey, Pittsburgh, you'll be fine. You got James Conner. But this season especially, maybe it's because last week I'm more sold on Pat MaHomes than I was before. But Pat MaHomes looked like the real deal. Now, I don't think Alex Smith would have dropped 38 in week 1. In fact, he only dropped 24 against Arizona, who doesn't have that bad of a defense. It's a really good defense. I think it's underrated sometimes. But he did drop 24, and then Adrian Peterson and Chris Thompson both had very productive games. So the idea that Alex Smith could have done that, questionable, but something about Pat MaHomes makes me trust him. And Big Ben, if he's going to do that bad against Cleveland's defense, wait until KC's defense gets in there. Yes, they gave up a lot of points to Phillip Rivers, but every now and then you're going to give up a lot of points to Phillip Rivers. I mean, no one's going to get mad at you if Phillip Rivers has a good game against you. It's his job. But nonetheless, game's in Pittsburgh. It's a -5, but I think Kansas City's going to win this game. So, you can get the points too. So, for me personally, I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs straight up and that +5. And for the final game, a little AFC Championship rematch, when the New England Patriots head into Jacksonville, where the Jaguars are 1-point dogs in this home game. Now, far be it from me to say this game should have been prime time. Who wants to sit through another episode of the Giants and the Cowboys? Could it be a good game? Maybe. Who cares, really? Because of what, 10, 12 weeks later we're going to get Philadelphia at Dallas? Who keeps giving Dallas all these primetime games? Yes, the NFC East is a good division. Or at least, okay, maybe not a good division, but the divisional games are one of the more impressive ones. But who cares? You give it to us every year. I mean, I'm not a big NFC East person, so I don't care for this matchup. I don't have any of these teams in my top 10. Well, I meant Philadelphia might have moved to my top 10. I don't know yet. But, nonetheless, whatever. New England Jacksonville. The match, the AFC Championship game. Controversial referee officiating in that game led a lot of people to thinking that the refs gave the Patriots that win to advance the Super Bowl when a lot of people thought Jacksonville should have won that game fair and square. You could argue Miles Jack wasn't down. I thought with a kind of move like that you would be downed because he's right there. You're pretty much bump and buzz the dude. Or the Deion Lewis, I think, but I don't know. Far be it for me to say much of anything. New England looked good. Brady still looks like a decent quarterback. His one pick, I think he was a little late on the throw, or overestimated his running back or whoever. It was a slant route, and the Honey Badger got a pick. So good job, Honey Badger, on your first game against the Patriots. You get a pick on Tom Brady. Probably the last time you'll see him too. I'll talk about Houston in a minute later, but Jacksonville, they looked a little, it's iffy, but again, you're on the road, facing a Giants team who got a new running back that everyone's high and mighty about. But I think if you take away that long touchdown run he had, he was averaging like less than 3 yards a carry, so you be the judge of that. Jacksonville, for a lot of the offseason, I thought, maybe could beat New England if the game were in Jacksonville. But again, Leonard Fournette has that injury, which I think they said he'll play. I'm not sure yet. But even if he does play, chances are New England will get the better of them. I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady throws another pick or two. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's going to come down to Tom Brady versus Blake Bortles. And Blake Bortles, it's a little iffy on. You want to have faith in him. You want to trust him. But he hasn't proven to be. Like I said about his playoff games, I'm not saying it was his fault that they lost, but it's not because of him they won their games. If you understand what that means. So, New England, it's 1 point, and I think you can get away with it, because I do think New England at the end of the day is going to win this game. So, with the 1 point, it's just pretty much a pick 'em. So, I would take the New England Patriots, the -1. And now I move over here. I give you the rest of my picks right here, and they go by really fast, so we don't have to sit here and wait. Again, I'm probably specified it right here. The website I'm going off, it's going to be Odd Sharks, and I don't know when I'm going to be doing the editing, but these are updated when I do my editing for the website. So whatever picks I said here are not going to be the same here, or maybe they will be. I don't know. I don't know when I edit these, so let's hope it's on time. Any other standout games? Really, legitimately, you got the Browns and Saints. The Saints are favored by -10, but the Saints were also favored by -10 against the Bucks. And we saw what happened there. And I think Cleveland's a lot better team. In fact, wasn't it last time these two teams faced, Cleveland also won that game? I think McCown was starting quarterback for them at the time, but they won like 26-24. Something like that, I don't remember. And again, the game's going to be in New Orleans, so we don't know now. We don't know. We thought the Saints had a good defense, but then Ryan Fitzpatrick just freaking blew the doors down on them in NOLA. So I don't know anymore. Lattimore got the crap kicked out of him by Mike Evans that one touchdown. Ken Crawley, the Marcus Williams. I don't know. I don't think we can trust them anymore. I really don't. And I'm glad I'm not an idiot and took their defense in my fantasy leagues. Sorry, Nate. But I just don't trust them. So I'd take that +10 any day of the week. I still think NOLA will win the game, because it is Cleveland. But it'll be a close game. Eagles at Bucks. You'd think this would be an easy game to pick, but Nick Foles hasn't looked that good, and Fitzpatrick looked great so far. Again, Fitzpatrick is really one of those weird quarterbacks who will go on a streak of, holy crap, he's the next Joe Montana. And another game streaks were like, wow, Nathan Peterman could be better than him. It's very true. In fact, it would not surprise me if for the next few years Fitzpatrick throws 8 touchdowns in one game and breaks the NFL record. It would not surprise me. The Rams right now on this thing are 13.5 point favorites, which is a really high number to put up against a team. And it's also a divisional game, so it's really scary to pick. But since Arizona looked as bad as they did, I think I'm willing to take that risk. And then I would have took the Lions on any other given day, but after that performance last night against the Jets Monday night, screw that. Screw the Lions. Screw the Lions in every facet. And I'm also really glad I did not take them to Survivor. That's what I get for not listening to Chris. I'm a smart person. And then the rest of them are gimmies. Again, I wanted to pick Seattle. That was my downfall with Seattle also. Seattle sucks on the road in September. And now they really suck because half their defense is gone. And everything I rely on Russell Wilson. And now Doug Baldwin's hurt. So he has to throw to Brandon Marshall. Speaking of which, I take back anything I said about Seattle going to the playoffs. They got Brandon Marshall on the team. Brandon Marshall has this curse of, if he's on your team, you're not making the playoffs. So, sorry, he's a good receiver, but apparently for whatever reason he can never make the playoffs with the team he's on. So, nope. So I'll take that Bears, -3, or whatever it is over here. Alrighty, those are your picks. Fantasy-wise, in my League of Assholes Year 3, I lost my first game, but what are you going to do when your opponent has Alvin Kamara, Julio Jones, and Mike Evans as his first 3 picks? So that saddens me, but again, a long week to go. Anything's possible. And then in the Stat Post League, I won my first game. So go me, I'm a champion. Not really, but things are looking good. I even won with Derrick Henry sucking, so yay. So best of luck to me. I think that's pretty much all I got covered. Lock of the week for me is the Chargers. Yes, they lost, but they're playing the Bills, and the Bills gave up 47 offensive points. Not defense. Defense didn't score a touchdown. Offensive points to the Baltimore Ravens, who may have an improved defense, but not 47 points against Buffalo Bill, who has an underrated defense like that. So, no. Chargers will lock of the week. They're starting Josh Allen, so it'll be tricky. And I think they're like 8.5-point favorites or whatever that was up here. I'd take it. I'd risk that biscuit. Because they dropped 50 plus something on them last year because of all those defensive turnovers. But yeah. So there's that for you, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, hopefully this gets uploaded before the Ravens-Bengals game. And if not, I apologize. I have a job and a life, and no internet at this house, which really irritates me. This is TBCC, signing off.